The whispering shadow, Emily, unexpectedly inherited an old house from her late grandmother. It was a small, forgotten mansion on the edge of a tiny town, surrounded by thick forests. The house felt like time had frozen, beautiful, but with an eerie silence. As Emily stepped inside, the air was filled with the scent of damp wood and a faint, metallic smell. The townsfolk had whispered stories about the house for years. It was called the Whispering Manor because strange voices were said to whisper names late at night. Emily immediately felt a chill. The wooden floors creaked beneath her feet, heavy curtains blocked most of the sunlight, and dusty furniture cast long shadows. But the most disturbing thing was a faint whisper, a soft sound carried by the breeze through cracked windows and broken walls. At first, Emily thought it was just the wind playing tricks. But soon, she realized the whispers were not just the wind. They weren't random sounds. The voices were whispering her name, softly, eerily, almost pleading. She couldn't understand the words, but the tone chilled her to the bone. Determined to uncover the truth, Emily began exploring the house in more detail. In the attic, she found her grandmother's old diary. The pages were filled with cryptic notes about a family curse, restless spirits, and a dark secret buried deep within the house. According to the diary, the house was built on top of an ancient graveyard. Long ago, a tragic event had occurred. A family was brutally murdered within those walls. Their souls were trapped, unable to find peace, and they whispered endlessly to anyone who entered. But it wasn't just whispers. Strange things happened too. Doors slammed shut on their own, trapping Emily in rooms. Sudden cold spots appeared, wrapping her in icy chills. Shadows flickered just outside her vision, silhouettes dancing in the dark. Objects moved inexplicably. A rocking chair swayed slowly by itself, and a music box played a haunting melody despite never being wound up. One night, Emily woke to the sound of soft crying. She followed it down to the basement, a place she had avoided before. In the dim light, she saw pale silhouettes of children's faces, empty, hollow eyes filled with sorrow. Suddenly, a cold hand gripped her wrist. Panic surged through her, but instead of pulling away, the spirits didn't want to harm her, they wanted help. Using clues from the diary, Emily discovered a ritual that could free the trapped souls. Gathering candles, old symbols, and her grandmother's belongings, she prepared for the rite. At midnight, she began the ceremony. The whispering voices rose around her like a storm. Shadows danced on the walls, and the air crackled with energy. With trembling hands, she finished the final spell. Then, deep and meaningful silence fell. Slowly, the shadows softened into gentle, golden lights. The voices whispered thanks and slowly faded away. Emily felt the house breathe again. The heavy burden of sorrow lifted. Exhausted but smiling, she knew the spirits had finally found peace. From that night on, the house was quiet. The Whispering Manor had become just a beautiful old home, waiting for new stories to be told.